Hi, I'm Weston Fisk at DUP-A-KEY Locksmith Service in San Diego, California. And today I'd like to talk to you about transponder chips and immobilizer systems in vehicles. People don't even realize that they have an immobilizer system in their vehicle. They ask us, why is there a chip in the key? What is this purpose? They think it's only for the dealer to make more money. In actuality, it's actually to save your vehicle from being stolen. Early on, GM introduced the VATS system, and this is a GM VATS key. The way that the system worked is it has this resistor here, and as you place the key into the ignition and turn it, it actually sends power through the resistor, and if it does not get the correct resistance back to the computer, it'll be a no start. The system worked pretty well for many years, but they started to have issues because during normal use, all of a sudden the vehicle would not start. And the reason for that is that the connections reading the resistor, the wires leading up to the ignition would break or wear out. And then all of a sudden, a customer who's just been doing their day-to-day thing would be in a situation where their vehicle would not start. So as time went on, they realized that there was some issues with that, and they moved to a radio array ring. Now this ring goes around your ignition, and it actually senses when you place a key into the ignition. A lot of people don't even realize it. You put the key in, you turn it, and it powers up and sends power through the key, and if it doesn't recognize the key or the coding of the key, it will not let the car start. For instance, Ford, they started out in '96 using this system, the transponder system. And a lot of people, if you have a key like this where it's plastic head or all metal, it doesn't have the chip. But they moved to this key and you don't even realize that it has a chip in it, but inside of this key is a little chip that sits right here, and it's molded inside, and it has to be programmed to start the vehicle. In later years, Ford moved to something that looks like this. A lot of the Ford Rangers use this key, and you think, oh, it's a basic 4-cylinder truck. Why does it have a chip in it? Well, same reason. They were trying to save your vehicle from being stolen. As GM went along, they also started putting indicators on their keys to let us know that it has a chip in it. For instance, this is a GM key with a circle plus indicator stamped onto the blade. They also had a different chip style where it's a PK3. Now these keys, the technology started growing, and they started being able to get the chips even smaller and smaller. So this is another chip, and you can see how small it is. You wouldn't even realize that it's inside the head of the key. Chrysler, for instance, made it a little bit easier for us to recognize if it had the transponder system. For instance, if you had a black key or all metal, it's a non-chipped key. If you had a gray key or remote head key, there's a good chance it has the transponder system in it, and it has to be programmed to start the vehicle. A lot of makes and models started moving in that direction for you to make sure that your vehicle wouldn't be stolen. For instance, Toyota, they have this key, and they have a little dot here that indicates that it has the dot chip in it. And a lot of people say, oh, it's a basic Toyota Corolla. It doesn't have anything fancy, but it does indeed have the chip in it. They moved later to a G chip as time went on. The systems change and technology grows, and they require different chips. We are specialized in making these keys for vehicles. If you've lost your keys completely, we can come out to your location, cut and program new keys for it. Or if you're in that situation where your immobilizer system did its job and someone tried to steal your car, and now your ignition is damaged, we can actually come and remove the damaged parts, put new parts in, program if necessary, and get you back on the road. If you have any questions regarding transponder chips, remotes, keyless entry, high security keys, we do all of those services, and we'd be glad to answer any of your questions. Thank you.